Hello everyone, my name is TM Lanner. Welcome to the video. Today I'll be showcasing the two rigs that I'll be providing you guys that are based on the fight song animation I did previously. So over here we have the little girl that's present in the video, and I'll also be doing Toby, which is the guy that was fighting. So let's start off with how the hell do you import this rig? It's pretty simple. What you have to do is to, in a new file, or not in a new file, but in any other project that is not the rig itself, you go to the top left, click on File, Append, and then you find the rig file, go into the rig file, go to the collections, and then find ch-rig-character name. So if you want Ryuko, you go for Ryuko. If you want Toby, you go for Toby. There's also a bag within Toby's file if you need the bag as well. Alright, with that done, you will now have this character in your scene. So the way this works is it's a character rig just like any other, bones to control everything. There are some new special things that this rig has. First of all, let's talk about the properties bone. So this T-shaped bone is the properties bone. This is where you can find the switch for the IK, the FK, as well as switching I types. The I type switch is not used very often, so because the colors are not same as the original eye colors, because it's still a work in progress. But if you for some reason want to use this eye, you can. You can also switch the IK and FKs to this. I did not name them properly, but I will name them properly when I give it to you guys. So by default, the legs are in IK mode and the arms are in FK mode. You can switch these using this. So L left IK simply means leg. So this is leg left IK, leg right IK. And then left IK, right IK stands for the arms. So yeah, you can switch these and you can switch these too. Pretty straightforward. Next up, let's talk about the actual arm now. So in IK mode, you see the fingers here. I'm gonna switch it from IK to FK. Yeah, this it's a bit more simpler. We currently have an issue with the arms. They're not very good currently, but this is how it works. There's three bones you need to be aware of. You have the feet bone, which acts kind of like the wrist, so you can rotate the hands in a certain direction. Second of all, you have the finger global control, which is this bone here. I don't have a bone shape for it yet, but the way it works is you move it outwards to open up her palms, and then you move it to the side to spread her fingers out. You can also scale to affect the very edge of her fingers as well. Right, so these are the main controls for the arms, and then we have a third controller called the finger transition control. And what this does is simply, if you go in here, let's switch this to XYZ. If you rotate it on the Y-axis, you can kind of change the orientation of the hand. Right, so sometimes you want the orientation to be a little different. You can change that here. Always do it in multiples of 90, of course, or else it won't line up properly. All right, with that done, move on to the face. Face rig. There's only eyes here. Only the eyes are rigged, so you can open close both eyes. You can open close one eye only. You can move the pupils using this controller. You can scale them, and you can also move them individually. Additionally, these can be moved up and down. You can also rotate this in the Z-axis to give like curve on the eyes. It only works on the bottom of the eyes currently, because the top of the eyes have a eyebrow which doesn't curve at all. You can move this up and down, and you can also move the eyebrows. It can also be rotated. Right. For the mouth is drawn using grease pencil. This is the default mouth. There is no other preset mouths I have included. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go into object mode and draw them yourself. Make sure you have the auto keying enabled, so it will replace the old mouse. So let's say you want like a neutral one, neutral smile. You can do that. I would recommend using a graphics tablet for this because of the pressure sensitivity, but you don't have to use a graphics tablet. So if you just lower this to a smaller number, you can pretty much do it with a pen. It's not that difficult. And just make sure that the settings for your grease pencil are always surface with an offset of 0.01, so that at any angle it'll work, right? Yeah. And the way grease pencil works is that it has keyframes. So for example, if you do this and then you notice how it kind of changes, that's because of this keyframe here. So just make note of the keyframe. It's the default one. Right. And finally, I want to talk a bit about some of the things I have for the skirt and the hair. So they move with wind by default. The reason they move is because of this geometry node setup I have. If you want to turn it off, you just turn off the strength to 0 for both of these. If you want to have them move with the wind, you set the strength to 1. You can see it's kind of choppy right now. That's because the step is set to 2. If you set the step to 1, it'll be fully smooth. If you change the speed, you can make it go faster. If I go 10, it goes really fast, right? If I go 0, it doesn't move at all. Right? Offset is an advanced setting used to change the offset of when this gets animated. So you can see how every 4 frames it gets animated. If you want to somehow shift the frame at which it animates, you have to change the offset. Right? And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy the rig, and I guess if there's anything wrong with the rig, just let me know, I guess, and I'll see if I can change it. Bye.